Your forecast first from KARK4.
Well, that cold front that stalled out through central Arkansas did exactly what we planned here, splitting the state into two seasons here, with the northern half in the 70s and lower 80s, with South Arkansas toasting at 97 down in Cam, the high temperature there at 94 in Monticello. Things have cooled down as we continue on this evening. We're sitting in the 70s for most locations, with still some 80s down in South Arkansas, and you can think a little bit of humidity that's still going to play with that, but everyone is going to be starting to experience that tomorrow as a warm front lifts through the state. We're going to top out around 89, maybe 90 degrees before everything's all said and done, with breezy conditions in the forecast. Hotter weather continues, and we're going to talk more about how long that's going to last as KARK News at 10 starts now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KARK4 News.
A man is dead after gunfire erupts in a Little Rock neighborhood. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. I'm Bob Clausen.
And I'm Ashley Ketz. Police found the victim in the middle of Palo Alto Drive. KARK4's Susan L. Corey is at the scene tonight. And Susan, any idea what led to this?
Well, Bob and Ashley, right now it's a lot of footwork for Little Rock police. They're still trying to figure out if it was one or two other men involved in this shooting. Right now they're just trying to talk to neighbors, telling me several were home when they heard gunshots and looked out and saw that man dead in the street. Now, we did see a lot of officers out here just after 6 tonight, and that's when they first got this call. Police saying they don't know if this is where the victim lives, but they do believe he and several other men were fighting when someone pulled out a gun. No names being released at this time. One thing police did bring up is where this shooting happened, and here's what they had to say.
We don't get a lot of calls over here, so this is getting unusual, getting a homicide call. I mean, you have a lot of residents and people who live here, who own their homes, so this is quite concerning for us.
A little earlier, we did see police going door to door. They tell me that's because they believed there may have been a suspect out here, but ultimately didn't find anyone. Something else officers tell me could come into play here is surveillance videos. They say the homes here are pretty close, and they were just trying to check and see if any had cameras that may show what happened. In Little Rock, Susan L. Corey, back to you.
All right, Susan, thanks very much. And this is a story that we also broke on the KARK4 News smartphone app this afternoon. Be the first to get those alerts. Just download the app in the App Store or Google Play. Meanwhile, a possible suspect in a deadly shooting is being questioned tonight by Pine Bluff police. Earlier today, police responded to West 14th Avenue, where they found a man who had been shot. The victim later died at the hospital. We don't know his identity right now. Police, though, are asking if you have any information that could help detectives to call them. This is the city's 23rd homicide this year.
Police say an armed kidnapping suspect has been tossed in jail. 26-year-old Tamarcus McMiller accused of taking a woman at gunpoint from her home off West 19th Street and then driving off. Officers said he led them on a short chase before stopping the car. Investigators say that when they stopped the car, they found the woman unharmed in the front seat, but they say there were multiple loaded guns inside.
Hot Springs police need your help finding a man wanted in connection to a murder there. It happened Monday night on Chapel Street, and that's where police found 39-year-old Corey Terrence Gibson shot to death. During the investigation, detectives named Vincent Bernard Lewis as a suspect in the case. He's wanted for first-degree murder. If you have seen this man or know where he might be, don't approach him. Just call the number on your screen. Lewis should be considered armed and dangerous. A woman is seriously hurt after an accident at a Northwest Arkansas Tyson plant. Central EMS responded to this call in Fayetteville, where they say the woman's arm got caught in a conveyor belt. She was taken to the hospital. No word tonight on her condition.
A Confederate monument took a hit from vandals in Bentonville, right in the town square. The bottom of the statue's rifle was broken off sometime last weekend. Bentonville Police Department calling it a case of criminal mischief.
Well, you should steal form no one, especially the men and women who have walked in the boots of a military uniform. That is exactly what happened, though, at a Morrilton gas station. Somebody stole a donation jar with money that was meant for disabled veterans. The video surveillance shows the thief walking in and then distracting the clerk and then snatching that jar.
I don't know what I would do to the individual that was standing in front of me that had the nerve to steal. It would not sit well with me.
And now police are asking for your help. If you know the man in the video, give them a call.
Vaping-related lung injuries and illness climbing. According to the CDC, 805 confirmed and probable cases are being reported in 46 states and the U.S. Virgin Islands, an increase from 530 cases reported last week. At least 13 people have died in 11 states. Mississippi and North Carolina are the latest states reporting deaths. No single ingredient or product has been identified as the cause, but all the patients have reported a history of vaping.
More testimony today in the murder trial of the former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger. Geiger is accused of fatally shooting Harding graduate Botham Jean in his apartment last year. She says she thought she was in her own and mistook John for an intruder. Jurors had heard from experts who described the apartment's likeness. A medical examiner testified that based on the way the bullet entered Jean's body, he would have been leaning forward at the time he was shot. The trial is expected to last into the next week.
Answers, questions, speculations, all unfolding on Capitol Hill today following the release of a transcript detailing a phone call President Trump made.
And trying to clear things up, the acting director of national intelligence is testifying about a whistleblower complaint expressing an urgent concern.
Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer joining us now to break down the more than 3-hour-long hearing.
I apologize if your integrity was insulted. That happens in this arena a lot.
Texas Congressman Mike Conaway was one of the first Republican members of the House Intelligence Committee that got to question the man in the hot seat.
Director, would you rise for the oath?
Acting Director of Intelligence Joseph McGuire testified Thursday following the release of the whistleblower complaint. That's a 9-page report by an anonymous source saying that the president had abused his power during a phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky in July. The biggest question from Democrats here was why McGuire went to the White House first with news of the complaint.
And never once, just for the record, Director McGuire, did I ever go to the suspect or the defendant or the principal in those cases to ask them what I should do.
Many Republicans fired back that the whistleblower was not a direct witness to the events described in the complaint.
A secondhand account of something someone didn't hear isn't as good as the best evidence of what was actually said.
While Texas Congressman John Ratcliffe questioned the validity of the complaint, another Texas Congressman, Joaquin Castro, said the complaint was consistent with the transcript of the call. McGuire agreed.
I would say that the whistleblower's complaint is in alignment with what was released yesterday by the president.
The safety of the whistleblower was a big concern for Alabama Congresswoman Terry Sewell, especially if and when their identity becomes public.
That the whistleblower is authorized to speak to the committee with the full protections of the Whistleblower Act.
Reporting in Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer.
Much more to come on that in the coming days and weeks. Oh, parrot heads love their flip-flops and socks. Not worn together, but hey, a portion of the Jimmy Buffett fan base really made a run to help homeless in Arkansas, and it was socked away for the band.
And out of this world, an unworldly phenomena, landing and appearing all in one place at one time. We'll have more on a close encounter with a spooky mission coming up.
And your Crane Automotive Team Impact numbers show no weather worries for tonight, Friday, or even into this weekend, but it doesn't translate to what will continue to be a part of our forecast. I think you already know the answer to this, but we'll have the details right after.